Kia ora koutou, Markie here. Please excuse the background noise. I'm in a hotel room at the moment. What you can hear is what's known as a heat pump here in New Zealand. A heat pump is a device which makes lots of noise and doesn't warm your room up, basically. Pretend it's the sound of the wind or the sea in the background. That will be very ambient and very appropriate for today's topic, because I want to introduce you to an old friend, a dear old friend, the nation's favourite poems. So one of my favourite and most treasured books, and you can see by how battered it is, how well read it is. So I'm a poet. I probably will at some point put some of my own poetry online. I don't go to a lot of poetry events. I'm not on the poetry scene. I don't kind of buy poetry because I like to reread the same old things. I find it very comforting and very moving. So poems are like old friends. So what I thought I would do, and I've started with this already because I did a video back along on William Blake's The Tiger, and I said at the time that I would do a series where I read some of my favourite poems of other people's, and I haven't done anything with that for a long time. I'm away, and I kind of accidentally brought this book with me, so I'm gonna read you one of my favourite poems from here. So I'm gonna there's many poems that I love from here, but this one is Sea Fever by John Masefield. So I'll put the camera on the page so you can kind of read along with me. Okay, so you can see from there that John Masefield has not been with us for some considerable time. What shall I do? Shall I talk about why I like this first and then read it, or read it? No, I'll read it first. I must down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by, and the wheels kick and the wind's song and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face and a grey dawn breaking. I must down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day and the white clouds flying and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. All I ask is a merry yarn from a laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. Isn't that brilliant? I just love that. I just love the passion in this, really. And I have never sailed. I don't want to sail. Not that I don't like the sea and being in boats, because I do love all that. But I think the act of sailing would be too complicated for my little neurodiverse little head. It's one of those kind of skill set things that I'll probably never master. So I don't even want to try. I would quite happily be on a boat, and I have been on yachts and things. Not all the time, makes it sound like I'm living a life of luxury. Yeah, so I think what I like about this is, not that I share a passion for sailing, because it's not something I've yet developed, but there are other things that I enjoy, like walking, that give me the same kind of positive feelings that this poem evokes. So you don't have to have sea fever to enjoy this poem. I mean, this is the thing. People sometimes have very limited empathy. One of the words I really don't like is relatable. People talk about things being relatable, but I think in a way, most things should be relatable, because we're human beings. We've all got the same emotions. So just because I'm not into sailing doesn't mean that I can't, really kind of emotionally kind of take the journey alongside John Masefield, and sharing, some of that sense of passion and enjoyment, just that great feeling that that he gets from sailing. And I've been interrupted. There's a knock on the door, so I'm going to leave that one there. I could say more, but I shan't. We'll be back with more poems soon. Rangimarie.